Okay. Well, government every time arrested all critical journalists, and from last 5 years we regularly have 7-8 journalists in the year in prison, and this is big statistics from our country, and our country have lots of international obligations. We don't have any independent TV or radio station in Azerbaijan, and all private, public and state TV channels work only from propaganda from ruling regime. Government regularly arrested most active journalists, online journalists, bloggers, and another political young activists. We have right now 7 journalists, not 7 young activists from NIDA youth movement who are arrested only for Facebook activity, because these guys organize protest rallies with Facebook. Government have very good lobby in London, in Washington, in Strasbourg, in Paris. Government paid lots of money from this lobbyist group. Yes.
To a particular MP?
Yes, this is European Azerbaijan Society funded by Aliyev, the son of Minister from Emergency Situation and former head of State Customs Committee. Yes, I think it's the second powerful guy in Azerbaijan with lots of $1 billion. This is nothing for him, organized illegal funding.
My investigations were different from others, probably because the subjects, the people of interest in my corruption investigations were the members of the president's family and the president himself. It's just whatever business you dig into in Azerbaijan, their names pop out. So it's the president is very much involved in business, and they control the huge share of the economy. And I think this family is one of the reasons why non-oil economy is not growing in Azerbaijan. We identified that the camera was planted in my apartment almost a week after the investigation on Panama companies and Azerphone. And then it was, the blackmail letter was sent later, like several months later, when I was in the middle of another investigation about president's family's company being involved in building this flag square, the highest flag in the world, for several months. I went public immediately, and I decided that I'm not going to give up or shut up or negotiate anything with them. Well, that was it was more than a year ago, and it was very difficult here. It was very difficult here. It was not only the private life being exposed to everyone. It was also a smear campaign in ruling party's newspaper, where they published links to that video, and UK is more silent than any other European country, I would say. We and we would expect much more, but it's not only about our expectation. It's really more silent than Norway. It's more silent than France. It's more silent than United States. Sure. And well, that's I think that's because of the oil interests.
Is achieving democracy in Azerbaijan. As you may know, Azerbaijan is ruled by the authoritarian regime since 1993, and our aim was to gather the people, mainly young people at that point, who want democratization of the country, but who don't have ambition to be in any positions in the government or anything, just to fight for the changes in the country. Well, two of them were protesting the deaths of the conscripts in the Azerbaijani army, non-combatant deaths, for the reason for which is corruption and bad governance in the army. And the other one was a demonstration of support for what has been happening in a town in the north of the country, in Ismaili, where people stood up and were violently dispersed by the police and security forces, and we decided to show some support in Baku. Well, basically 7 of our members are currently in detention. 3 of them are board members of our organization. The charges against them are drug possession for some, and possession and preparation of explosives, Molotov cocktails for the others. Well, it's absolutely untrue. According to the government's version, we were preparing these Molotov cocktails to use it at the latest protest on the March 10th. And 7 of them are currently arrested for absolutely no reason. And then on that same day, on the 10th of March, it was 3 days after the first wave of arrest against us. The police used rubber bullets and water cannons against the protesters. I've been arrested on a number of occasions. I don't know how many times exactly. Once been to administrative detention for 7 days. Currently fined for 3,000 manats, which is like 3,000 euros more or less. Beaten a couple of times at the protest, so yeah, that's nothing compared to what 7 of the guys who are currently in detention. The whole process, some of them, 4 of them, were at the Ministry of National Security, which has a huge negative psychological, I don't know how to put it. It's very hard to bear it.
Are there many journalists here, or was it just you?
Yo, orada mənim kimi 3-5 dəli var. Çox deyil.
There are not many, there are 3, 5 crazy ones as me.
Mən davam edirdim işimi. Sonra evimə hücum oldu birinci.
There was attack on my house first.
2009'da idi ha.
It happened in 2009.
2009'da evimizə hücum oldu.
2009.
Biz onda evimizə hücum edənlərdən bir nəfər, bizim bir küçüyümüz vardı, it balası, onu da öldürdülər.
We had a puppy.
Boğub öldürdülər.
Puppy.
Sən uşaqlarını belə boğacaq belə.
We had a puppy and they choked it. and they were threatening that we will chop your children like this as well.
Bunun hamısını vurmaq istəmişlər. Bunlar atmışdı özünü yolun qırağına, amma o uşağı dartıb çıxada bilməmişdi, onu vurmuşdular.
So how it happened, she was bringing them back. They were all together, the little one in
Biz
her
polisə şikayət elədik.
and she managed to get into the side. They tried to hit all of them. She managed to get the other two and herself out of the way, but the middle one was still there, so he suffered some
Görün
head
sistem
and
həm də
some
necə
side
işləyir.
injuries.
Həm də görün. Yəni hələ təzə çatmışım hadisə yerinə. Hələ heç çəkməyə başlamamışdım.
I didn't even start filming. I just reached the spot.
Mən orada mülki adamlar da vardı o hərbiçilərin içində. Məni göstərdilər, dərhal aldılar məni əhatəyə. Bir 20 nəfər.
Some civil people as well in civil form, and they
Artıq
pointed
ölməyə
at me.
döndülər də, yəni
and
hər yerimdən
many,
vurdular.
Many military uniform surrounded me and started shooting.
Yəni elə pis vurdular ki, mən orada artıq ağlım başıma oldu. Yəni huşumu itirmişəm.
They kicked me
Mən xəstəxanada bir də başım,
hard
ağlım başıma gəldi.
that I lost my conscience. I didn't
Amma mənim bir gözümdə problem yarandı. Çünki gözüm partlamışdı, orbit
feel
partlayıb gözüm.
anything. I had problem with my eye, the orbit
Sonra
of my thigh was
iki qabırğam sınmışdı.
destroyed. Two of my ribs were broken.
Sonra bu
Yeah, it came to consciousness.
böyrəkdə, aşağı orqanlarda, yəni salamat yer yox idi də bədənimdə.
All my internal organs got damaged.
Məsələn, bu daha belə bəslənsəydim, suyum gəlsin.
Ağac kimi, yeah.
Ağac kimi də belə rahat da hər şey əla olsun da, dibimə su tökülsün,
Of
gün
course, if
çıxsın.
I wanted to be like this plant, to live in good conditions,
Mən heç jurnalist olmadım.
do nothing, do not protest, I wouldn't choose journalism.
Yəni əslində mən